In an age where celebrity philanthropy often risks being reduced to glossy photo ops, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are once again proving that their commitments run far deeper than the surface. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have announced they are producing a short documentary about Masaka Kids, the beloved Ugandan orphanage that has captured hearts around the world with its infectious dance videos, resilience, and joy. The project, titled A Rhythm Within, will be directed in part by acclaimed filmmaker at Moses and is set to premiere later this year. For Meghan and Harry, this is far more than a creative collaboration. It's a heartfelt act of solidarity with children who have faced some of life's harshest realities, yet refuse to let go of hope, music, and laughter. Speaking about the venture, Meghan reflected on their decision to partner with Netflix on the film. The As Ever brand, which Meghan recently launched, is being folded into this project in a way that underscores its core ethos: timeless compassion, enduring connection, and the belief that small acts can spark global change. By putting their creative weight and global platform behind Masaka Kids, Harry and Meghan are not only raising awareness of the orphanage's work, but also directly empowering the children, giving them a voice and visibility on an unprecedented scale. Those who know the couple's philanthropic history will see this as the natural continuation of a long-standing commitment to vulnerable communities. Harry's decades-long work in Africa, through initiatives like Centre Bali, and Meghan's advocacy for women and children's welfare worldwide, make this project feel deeply personal. In many ways, A Rhythm Within is more than a documentary. It's a love letter to the resilience of childhood, a reminder of the healing power of art, and a call to action for the world to remember that behind every statistic is a living, breathing soul with dreams worth protecting. For the Masaka Kids, this collaboration is transformative. For audiences, it's an invitation to witness joy in its purest form, born not of privilege, but of courage. And for Meghan and Harry, it is yet another testament to their belief that true legacy is built not through titles or headlines, but through the lives you lift along the way. A Rhythm Within: How Meghan and Harry's Heart for Africa found a new beat with the Masaka Kids. The midday sun poured over the red Ugandan earth, casting long golden shadows across a dusty courtyard. The air was alive with rhythm, bare feet tapping against the ground, small hands clapping in sync, voices rising in song. At the centre of it all, a group of children spun and leapt with such joy and freedom that, for a moment, you could forget the pain that shaped their young lives. These are the Masaka Kids, an orphanage and dance troupe whose viral videos have enchanted millions online. Each child carries a story marked by hardship, the loss of parents to disease, poverty, and displacement. And yet, here they are, smiling through the music, their laughter louder than their past sorrows. It was this indomitable spirit that caught the attention of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle first saw the Masaka Kids perform, they didn't just see talented young dancers. They saw hope. They saw the embodiment of resilience. They saw children who, despite the odds, had managed to create something beautiful in a world that had often been anything but kind. That connection has now evolved into a major creative and humanitarian effort. Together with Netflix and acclaimed filmmaker at Moses, Harry and Meghan are producing A Rhythm Within, a short documentary that will shine a global spotlight on the orphanage's work. Set to release later this year, the film will do more than tell the children's stories. It will give them a stage on the world's most powerful streaming platform. For Meghan, the decision to merge the project with her newly launched As Ever brand was natural. For Harry, who has spent decades working in Africa through his charity Centre Bali, the project resonates on a personal level. His bond with the continent is deep, forged in the aftermath of his mother Princess Diana's death, when Africa became a sanctuary of healing. Now, alongside Meghan, he is returning that love in tangible form, empowering a new generation. The documentary promises to be more than a portrait of an orphanage. It is a story about the universality of rhythm, the way music and movement can bridge divides, and how the human spirit can turn pain into power. The couple's commitment goes beyond cameras and production credits. It extends to ensuring that the Masaka Kids receive real, lasting benefits from the film's exposure. It is a gesture of generosity, but also of solidarity. By amplifying the children's voices, Meghan and Harry are reminding the world that dignity and joy are not luxuries, but rights. And when A Rhythm Within premieres, the world will see what they saw: a group of children in a dusty Ugandan courtyard, dancing like the future is theirs. Because with a little help from their new royal allies, it just might be. In the end, what Harry and Meghan have done for the Masaka Kids is something that cannot be measured in headlines, contracts, or even in the glowing reviews the upcoming documentary will surely receive. It lives in quieter places, in the eyes of a child who now dares to imagine a life beyond the orphanage walls, in the contagious laughter that erupts when music begins, in the sense of being seen and valued by a world that too often looks the other way. Their love for the Masaka Kids is not charity in the shallow sense, but an act of recognition. It is the acknowledgment that every child, no matter where they are born or what hardships they inherit, has the right to joy, to opportunity, and to a future shaped not by loss, but by possibility. This is not a fleeting visit, a photo opportunity to tick a box. It is a partnership, a joining of stories, a deliberate choice to use their platform not for their own image, but to amplify the light already burning in these young souls. For Meghan, whose advocacy for women and children has always been rooted in dignity and empowerment, the Masaka Kids embody the spirit she has championed for years: that strength can be soft, that compassion can be bold, and that joy is as essential as food or shelter. For Harry, whose heart has long been tethered to Africa, this project feels like a homecoming, a continuation of work that began long before the cameras rolled. The Masaka Kids are, in their way, kindred spirits to the children he has met in Lesotho and Botswana, young people who refuse to let hardship define them. In A Rhythm Within, their stories intertwine, not as benefactor and beneficiary, but as equals sharing a song. It is rare to see public figures of their stature choose such a path, one where the focus shifts almost entirely away from themselves. Yet that is what makes this so powerful. They are not simply telling the world about the Masaka Kids. They are inviting the world to fall in love with them, to invest in their dreams, to recognize the humanity that connects a child in Uganda to a family in London, Los Angeles, or anywhere else. They are not standing above these children, but beside them, letting the rhythm be shared rather than directed. In that way, their love becomes more than sentiment. It becomes action. It becomes the quiet building of a bridge between two worlds that might never have touched, a bridge made not of stone or steel, but of understanding, compassion, and mutual respect. It is a bridge strong enough to carry laughter across oceans and to let hope travel freely in both directions. That is the true achievement of this work. Not just the making of a film, but the making of a connection that cannot be undone. And so, when A Rhythm Within reaches audiences later this year, its impact will stretch far beyond streaming numbers or awards. It will live on in the knowledge that somewhere in Masaka, children are dancing with more confidence, more pride, and more belief in their place in the world, because two people saw them, truly saw them, and decided their stories deserve to be told on the grandest stage possible. That is the heartbeat of hope, the rhythm they share, the legacy in motion. Long after the credits roll, the music will go on, in the dust rising from the children's feet, in the songs that carry through the courtyard, in the quiet truth that love, when lived fully, can change the course of a life. To all my curious Sussex family, thank you all for watching, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and put a comment. Bye-bye, see you in our next episode.